Hello everyone, I'm Beastly Eel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the latest episode of Peacemaker. So this is the second episode of season 2. So it starts off pretty much right where the last one ended, which is him trying to figure out what he's going to do with his dead body. So he realizes he unfortunately killed himself, or his alternate um, realities one. So he starts trying to wrap himself into plastic and everything else and stick him in one of the drawers in the pocket dimension. As he's doing so, he keeps falling out. And one of the big things here is, although it's meant to be a joke, seeing how his body's kind of mangled and the way his eyes and face kind of look, the idea is Peacemaker seeing his dead self, quite literally. And because of that, it's messing with him emotionally. So he then leaves to kind of goes back to his dimension and calls somebody, we don't know who yet, and asks for the bone saw and cleanup crew to kind of figure out how to deal with this. So he comes out of there, meets up with, he realizes that there's still I don't want to phrase this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He waits outside. Um, Obadiah comes and she's basically talking to him and everything else. She explains to him like, "Hey, like people are watching you. You got to be careful." And he's like, "Okay, like I can deal with that." And she's like, "No, like they know about your dimension, like your portal and everything else, and like we know how they know." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I guess I do too." And they're like, "Okay." So she then explains to him like he's got to be careful. He's like, "No, I will." And she wants to come inside. He's like, "No, it's not a good time because the people from the orgy are still there," which he forgot that they were still there. So she then leaves. We then have Vigilante come, who was the guy he called originally for the saw. He comes in, sees that everyone's there. Um, Peacemaker tells one of the girls to get everyone out of there and does so. And there's a little interaction between Vigilante getting a little disappointed that he didn't get invited to the orgy. And Peacemaker's like, I didn't think you liked sex. And he's like, I don't, but I like being around my friends. And he's like, that's weird. Okay. And continues on from there. So they then go to the pocket dimension, see the other Peacemaker, then begins to chop him up, and they basically incinerate him. So while they're getting ready to incinerate the pieces of Peacemaker, the creature from another dimension comes out, and Peacemaker just basically flips out on the guy and says, "Get out of here! I don't want you here!" Blah blah blah. And the guy just turns around and just goes away. And Vigilante's like, "Who's that?" And he goes, "Some jerk." And again, I am PGing this like you wouldn't believe. But that's some jerk that I keep saying hi to and never says hi back. Chops him up. While he's doing so, he takes that Peacemaker's phone. They then get all excited to get themselves for the party because John uh, is going to be back to the group and they're going to be celebrating them all being together again. We then see Hawthorne out in the world to pick up some stuff for the party. And somebody comes up to them, assuming that they were a victim of domestic violence. And Hawthorne just flips out on this woman, basically tells her to leave him alone. She then flips out another guy, calling him Beaker. For those of you who don't know, that's one of the Muppets. Um, and it just was very interesting to see her being like, "I'm not a victim. Like this, I'm not a victim. I am a strong, independent woman." And to be fair, she 100% is, but I think she's not realizing that she does need a little bit of help, and that's has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has to do with the fact that she is mentally disturbed. So they all then party up. John now has a partner, Agent Flurry, I think is how you pronounce it. He's a jokester and he's been sent there to keep an eye on John and make sure that they know what's going on and make sure that everything's on the up and up. So at one point, when Peacemaker and Vigilante go to the pocket dimension, Fleur Agent, Special Agent Flurry is already there and basically is told by superiors to let this happen and that he's going to bring his own team in to look at the place once John's gone. So he basically explains like we're going to have to wait because we don't know fully what's going on. So we want to see if this continues to happen again. John takes it as fact for now. So he then goes to the party with everyone else. Um, we then have his team go in to inspect the room. While that's going on, we're going to talk about the party. The group kind of parties it up. Everyone's drinking, having a good time. They're all excited that they're together again. Um, it gets very weird between Peacemaker and Hawthorne because he's hoping that they get together again, and she doesn't want that. He was just asking how she's doing and everything else, and she's basically just pissed off at him, saying, "I don't want to deal with this," blah blah blah. And then they begin to just continue to drink until they're very drunk. Um, while that's going on, we have Agent Fleur and his team, who he just basically gives them all crappy nicknames. They go in to investigate the home. They figure out where the anomaly is, which is the closet door, which is another thing we're going to talk about really quickly because apparently this agent has bird blindness, which means he cannot distinguish one bird from another regardless of species. So, like a sparrow and a hummingbird look the same as a bald eagle, apparently, to him. I say that because he states that he gets attacked by a duck, but it's actually Eagly. Eagly takes out the whole team without a problem, knocking out Agent Flurry, and somehow he survives. The team is knocked out. He then tries to regroup as Eagly just took out his whole team. Peacemaker comes back drunk, wanting to enjoy um, peace and quiet. He notices that the place is kind of shot up and everything, well, kind of messed up, and he just assumed that it was Eagly, which indirectly it was Eagly that was the cause of it. Then decides to look at the dead Peacemaker's phone, realizes that they dated Hawthorne, um, sent her a text message, doesn't send because he's not in the same dimension or universe. He then goes through the pocket dimension, keeping the door open, I mind you, goes into the other dimension, gets a text message from Hawthorne, um, basically being like, "Hey, back," with a broken heart emoji, and we hear that the dad is worried about Peacemaker because he hasn't been seen in a while. So we have to wait and see, and that's how the episode ends with him being in the alternate universe with nobody knowing he's there yet, other than obviously Hawthorne, because he had texted her. So we're assuming we're gonna have Argus trying to go into the pocket dimension to figure out where Peacemaker is, but also we also see from the clips from the next episode is our Peacemaker is living it up as a hero in that universe. So he's basically taken on the persona of that Peacemaker. But we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens in that episode. But for now, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? And as always, if you like the content you see, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.